Hi there, Baidu is another undervalued company, and let me show you why. If you look at the current market cap, it's about $31 billion. Keep in mind this number, $31 billion. If you look on their balance sheet, you add up all their cash and investments, the total cash plus investments is around $38.2 billion. Compare $38.2 billion with $31 billion, you can see that the stock price is traded below the cash on hand plus investments. Now, if you want to go deeper, to subtract all their debts, still their net cash position is around $28.5 billion. Compare again this amount with the current market cap, the stock price is still undervalued. You know why? You have $28.5 billion in cash plus investments, close to the market cap, plus this company is profitable. If you look at their net income for 2024, $3.2 billion here, reported in US dollars. So you have close to 40 billion cash plus investments, plus another 3.2 billion in net income. By the way, here you also apply a multiple. So you have 30 billion in cash plus another 30 billion from their earnings. Of course, this multiple can get higher if the growth rate improves. So for the moment, from Baidu, you can have a double, or better, if the growth rate improves, a triple. The stock price can go to $180 and then to over 200, as it happened in the past. You can see here. And that means you can have a return like this, over 200%. So a triple. And as you can see, over the years, the stock price of Baidu has been quite volatile. Especially in 2021, the highest growth rate, stock price over 300. And now you can have another double. This is the low scenario, and also the highest scenario, great scenario, a triple. So it's up to you how you want to value this company. If you believe in the future of Baidu, then you can have a 3x. And how can you assess that? If this company can deliver more profits in the future, the revenue to increase, and so their net income. Here you can see the history of Baidu, total revenue from 2020 to 2024. Over the last 5 years, the revenue has increased from 107 billion RMB to 143 billion. See a nice growth rate here, and compared to 2023, a decline to 133 billion from 134, not that much. And also, net income, you can see a decrease, but now more recently a rebound. They started with 22 billion RMB and now 23 billion RMB. So if you check the stock price back in, let's say 2021 or 2020, here was about 100, 130. And here 2021, 200. So again, you can have another spike in the price of Baidu if the growth rate continues. So how can you assess that? First, you look at their monthly active users for Baidu app, which reached 679 million in China. And look at this number over the years, from 2018 to 2024. You see an increase from 200 2019 to 676 million. So the numbers over the last 5 years has increased from 544 to over 676. As long as they keep attracting more users to their ecosystem, their platform better said, the revenue will increase over time. Now you have to understand the segments. Here they report two main segments, online marketing and others. But what do they mean? What do they mean? And to understand that, you look here. They have two main segments, Baidu Core and iQIYI. This is important to understand. What does Baidu Core do? Here you can see Baidu Core, subtotal. They offer online marketing services, cloud services, plus others. And iQIYI, membership services, online advertising services, and content distribution. To tell you short, because you might not know this business, Baidu Core subtotal offers their Baidu app plus cloud services. This is the most important. Baidu app, what does it mean Baidu app? Imagine Baidu app as Google. Here, they offer Baidu Search, Baidu Feed, and Baidu Health. On the search, users search for different content, and sometimes Baidu shows some ads, and this way they make money. Same for Baidu Feed and Baidu Health. Now, for iQIYI, here, this is a video platform. Imagine this like Netflix. Here, the revenue comes from membership services, so users pay a subscription to access those video content. They also offer online advertising services plus content distribution. Content distribution for them means they license their videos to other platforms, their films. So in this way, they make money. And to assess their future growth, you have to think of those two main segments and their subsegments, if they can grow more in the future. And how do you do that? First of all, if you look at iQIYI, here you can see better Baidu Core and iQIYI. And here is the most important thing. You look at operating profits, right? Look for Baidu Core. For 14 billion in revenue, they make 2.6 billion US dollars. But iQIYI, for 4 billion, they barely make $200 million, $250 million. So, what does it mean? iQIYI has low margins. So this company, this segment, better said, you can't expect a lot of growth ahead. And if you look at the revenue here, over the last 3 years, you don't see a high growth rate. 28.9 billion, 31, then a decline to 29. The highest growth rate you see from Baidu Core, cloud services. And here cloud services includes their AI agent, Ernie. Think of it as ChatGPT or Grok or Gemini. Plus, they also offer autonomous services. And of course, the biggest part of the revenue comes from online marketing services. As I said, when users go on their platform, Baidu app, they search for content as they do on Google. And during that search, during that research, they see some ads and Baidu makes money. Now, what you have to understand is Baidu can only operate in China, in my view. As Google is not allowed to offer their services in China, Baidu has a good position there. They can survive. But if Google is allowed to enter China market, then Baidu will suffer. They will face more competition. They already have competition from Tencent and other players such as Alibaba, especially for iQIYI and cloud services. But if they get another competitor, that will be bad for Baidu. For the moment, as they have 670 here 9 million users, they can continue to generate more money in the future. And from this level, you can have a double. There is a high probability that can happen. 3x, that can also happen only if the growth rate improves. And for that, you also have to do your own assessment, your own estimates, your own valuation. I don't see a lot of growth for iQIYI because they have low margins. You can't expect a lot of revenue, especially earnings. That's the most important. For cloud services, for sure, this will increase, this will grow more in the future. Online marketing services, here you have to see. I assume that they'll maintain this revenue, but I don't know if they can increase will deliver a high growth in the future. You might see some growth, but not high. So you have to be very, very careful here because of the competition. And others, look at this segment, is growing quite nicely. This also includes their autonomous services called Apollo. So if you like this company, you might have a double from this level, $91. If you can catch this company below this price, $70, your return may be much higher in the future. So it's up to you. If you like it, or if you prefer better investment ideas, low risk, high return, then you can join my membership. Go to my channel, press join, and then scroll down to choose the level you want. 3 levels. You can have access to my portfolio if you join Titan Investor, an ongoing investing course where I'll teach you step by step how to take advantage of undervalued companies. Plus, if you want more, an on-hour coaching call with me, where I'll teach you everything you want. You ask me anything you want about investing. Share your screen, share my screen, and we collaborate together. So that's it for this video, and if you have other questions, please let me know in the comments.